Some walked in with questions, some were raised in the pew, some were searching for mercy, some just needed the truth.
All right, guys, we're coming to you with Different Pews, Same Promise, and I've got a couple of high schoolers with me today, Sam and Valarie. And Sam and Valarie are a senior and a freshman, is that right? Yeah? Yes. All right, cool. Well, they are coming because I think it is great to see the different views, the different ways people come to the Lutheran Church, but also we talk a lot about how you know Christ, when you know Christ, and how that works out, and then also the fact that they're both in high school. So it's a little bit different walk than a lot of the people even maybe listening to this podcast, because I've got a lot of older listeners, mostly my aunts and uncles and, people that love me. That's really the people that listen to it most often. But it's great to have you guys here. Can you maybe just share a little bit about yourself? Tell us who you are, how old you are, what grade you're in, what you're doing these days,
Yeah. Okay. So my name is Sam. I go to St. Thomas High School. I've been in the Lutheran Church since I can remember. I'm planning to go to Texas Tech.
Cool.
Next year, and yeah.
Nice.
I'm Valarie. I'm a freshman at Houston Christian High School. I've been Lutheran, I think, since 6th grade.
Okay.
Haven't always been Lutheran.
Yeah, that's all right. No, we'll get some more questions out there for you too. So, what are you gonna study at Texas Tech, Sam? You got an idea of that?
I'm planning on doing mechanical engineering.
Okay.
Not sure yet. I'm not even sure about Texas Tech, but I'm planning on it.
Okay.
At some point, I might take like a break year and do like some small classes here and there, but I'm planning to go there at some point. Yeah.
Cool. So, Valarie, do you have any idea what you want to do?
Something medical.
Something medical?
Like dentistry, pediatrician, something like that.
Yeah. You don't have it all figured out yet?
No.
Why not?
No.
I mean, you're a freshman. You should have it all figured out, right?
Right. Right.
No, I would suspect you don't have it all figured out yet, right?
I don't.
No, it's totally cool. And I would guess that Sam's kind of still questioning it a little bit.
I am.
Yeah. I know. That's exactly where I went when I went straight out of high school. I did not go to college. I actually went and worked 3 jobs for a while. And then I had to realize that if I wanted to do something, now was the time to do it. Yeah. And then I went on to play basketball at a Lutheran college, and then became Lutheran through the college, didn't play basketball, and became a teacher. So, life takes you in completely different, down a path in completely different ways. But do either of you play sports?
I swim.
You swim?
Yeah.
Okay,
That's
cool.
my main.
Dabble in some basketball.
Yeah?
Kind of a baller,
yeah?
they say.
Yeah. Are you on the team?
Yes.
Yes?
Yeah, I was.
You was? It's over?
Yeah.
The season's over?
Yeah.
How did it go?
It was fine.
It was fine?
It was okay. Barely a team.
Oh, barely a team?
Barely a team.
Okay. Like a freshman team or something? Yeah.
Could barely get them together for practice.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, man. It's very different than where I came from. But it was very different because in public schools, especially big public schools, a lot of times, if you're on the team, you're bought in, you gotta be. Yeah. So, but is swim over already?
Yes, it's thank God.
Is it early on in the year?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a month into school and you're starting.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. So Mrs. Coop, my wife, she used to swim for Lutheran High North, right. And she actually still holds a record for long distance swim there. And It will never be broken because now the school doesn't exist. But she was a heck of a swimmer. But yeah.
Yeah. It's a terrible sport. It is hard.
It's pretty intense. You think about specific sports that are major commitments. Yeah. Swimming's one of them. You got to be in the pool all the time.
Yeah, because it's like it's not even entertaining. Like you're sitting at a meet for hours on end, and
Right.
you get to swim like what 4 times, and it's rough. But yeah,
So it's over. Feels good. You do music too, though, right?
yes, I do.
What instrument do you play?
I play 3 different types of saxophones: the alto, the tenor, and the bari. Technically 4. I can play the soprano as well. I play piano and guitar and drums. as
Okay.
well. Yeah,
So your dad is the band director at St. Thomas. Is that correct?
indeed.
Cool. And he said he was your drum major at one point.
No, I'm the drum major. He's just like the director.
Yeah, maybe that's where I don't know music all that well. I'm not overly musically inclined by any means necessary.
The drum major is the student who's like up on the stage.
Got you.
Like during
Okay.
football games, who like directs and all that. So,
Oh yeah, okay. I got you. I had a girl years past that did that for Lutheran High North.
Yeah.
Actually. But nice. You play any instruments, Val?
My ability ends at 1 saxophone.
One saxophone. That's more than I got.
Like the
I started learning piano a few years back because I love the organ so much. I wanted to learn how to play the organ, and so I was like, okay, I'll start learning how to play the piano. But that didn't last long.
Yeah.
So you got me beat, Valarie. I'm not very musically inclined at all. So, but if you could describe your personality in one word, what would you say? That's kind of putting you on the spot, but your own personality, like what would you do? So both of you, Valarie, you know me a little bit better than Sam because you were here at Epiphany School last year. But one of the words that I would characterize myself with would be energetic.
See it?
Helter skelter comes to mind. You know what that word means? One of those SAT words.
could like
Mrs. Copp
clear that up for me.
didn't hit you up with that one. Kind of off, unpredictable.
like
That
ambitious.
okay? Ambitious. That's a good one. Is that what you're saying for yourself?
Oh no.
Oh,
no.
no,
I'm
no.
like no.
You're not ambitious.
No.
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 I would say ambitious does come into the repertoire of what you could characterize me as, but more so a lot of times the ambitions that come have a shelf life. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like I'm a lot better now, but when I was younger, I'm super ambitious, but only for a few weeks. And then, the desire to be ambitious like that kind of starts to come down, right?
Yeah.
So
Like witty.
you are pretty witty. I would agree with that 100%. I think that's a great one.
I'm kind of
Not
still
quite
lost.
sure.
Yeah.
All right, we can come back to that.
All right,
maybe think about that one.
Yeah.
So you were raised in the Lutheran Church
I
for as
was.
long as you can remember.
Yeah.
You were not. You came. Did it start when you came to Epiphany?
No.
No.
Because I've been at Epiphany since 1st grade.
Okay. So it wasn't when you came to Epiphany, but it was later.
Yeah, when I started confirmation.
Okay. So you chose to do confirmation, but you weren't going to
Forced.
church there?
I was like,
Oh, you were forced.
Yeah, my mom wanted me to do confirmation, and I started doing
Forced by mom.
Yes.
Okay.
And I started going to the church here because I used to go to the church. Well, I very inconsistently went to a church, like another Catholic church.
Okay.
But then I started going here, and then I started going every week.
Yeah.
But the other church, I only went once a month. It was
Not very often.
no. I actually really preferred these church sermons over the other ones.
That just different.
Yeah.
Probably a different feel coming from a Catholic church too, especially if it was a more traditional Catholic church.
Yeah.
You ever been to a Catholic mass?
I have.
Yeah.
I go to a Catholic school, so.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So you probably have a Catholic mass almost every single day.
It's yeah.
Do you have chapel every day?
It's once a month.
Really?
Yeah, it's not too bad.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah.
I mean, we have it once a week.
We do too.
Yeah, at Houston Christian
Yeah, it's every Thursday.
every Thursday.
Yeah.
But a friend of ours went to teach there, and it's they have chapel like every single day. But they also, it's pretty rigid. It's like a classical school too, and they actually have separate classes. So like boys only have classes with boys, and girls only have classes with girls. So yeah, it's pretty wild.
Yeah.
But that's what made me wonder if it was every single day, because I know they have chapel every day. They go straight, like they come in, they go straight to chapel every day.
Not that serious.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So your parents were Lutheran. Your dad,
No,
was not, right?
My dad grew up Catholic.
Okay, that's right. I had a small conversation with him on Thursday when we were up here, but I couldn't remember exactly what he had told me, but he said that he wasn't. So your mom grew up Lutheran?
Yeah, she also went to Lutheran High North.
Okay.
She grew up Lutheran. That whole side of the family was Lutheran, and then my dad's whole side of the family was Catholic, and so my mom stayed kind of with the faith, or with the Lutheran faith, and then my dad got into college, didn't really practice it that much, and then met my mom, and then kind of just went to the Lutheran side a little bit.
Got you. Okay. Well, girls will have that effect on you.
Yeah.
Might be different, Valarie. You're going to have that effect on some guy someday.
Right. Right.
So, Valarie, your mom forced you to do confirmation
Yes.
just out of whim. What made her decide that?
Well, in the Catholic faith, there's like this 7 sacraments. Oops, I'm not educated. But there's
It's okay.
There's more sacraments.
Yes, there is.
And they're it's like a different definition for sacraments, where it's just like there are things you have to fulfill like in your life, and it's like baptism, confirmation, communion, marriage. And so like my mom wanted all of us to do confirmation, but she just wanted us to do confirmation. She didn't really care whether it was in the Catholic church or in the Lutheran church. Like she gave us the option. But since like this was my school, I chose to do it here.
And now you just go to church here.
Yeah.
So, does your mom still go to the Catholic church?
She more consistently comes here. Actually, she really likes these services. She only goes to the Catholic church like maybe once a month too.
Okay.
But yeah, like both my parents were like, they came from a country where like everybody's Catholic. We're like Roman Catholic, so they were both Roman Catholic, and they never like over there like nobody's Protestant. Like they never thought that they would like come to a Protestant church, but they actually really like it here.
Yeah, it's different. Very different when you're raised in the Roman Catholic Church too. My mom grew up Roman Catholic, and I know more about the Roman Catholic Church just from becoming Lutheran because of obviously the time of the Reformation and the split from the Roman Catholic Church and how that all went down. You learn quite a bit about it. Yeah. And you learn more, as you continue to study because, they're not terribly far off in viewpoints, but there's a few differences. But yeah. So, but what's one thing that makes you let me rephrase that. Sorry. What is one thing that reminds you of Christ most when you think about your time in the church from childhood?
Reminds me of Christ the most.
Or maybe even like what or at what point or something that may have like kind of drawn you in to realize like that these church services point to Christ, that this faith that I have is based off of Christ and what Christ has done.
It's a hard question.
It's not necessarily an easy one, but I didn't mean it to be so hard.
No.
Just trying to get you to think about in your childhood, what do you remember most that kind of drew you into the church, drew you into the faith?
I don't know. It's I don't think it was like anything that like drew me in. It's just I grew up, so there's nothing to like. This is what I was taught. This is what I know. and it taught me all the things. And especially whenever I got to like a Catholic high school, which challenged the beliefs, I was pretty educated on like what the whole faith is about and everything. So I was able to like defend it, and I feel like that really, I guess, brought me and showed me like that, like
So that's a significant part of your, not just your walk but your life.
Yeah.
And especially as you're doing it, as you continue through school, continue through everything else. But did you get confirmed here?
Yes,
Yeah. So you got confirmed at Epiphany.
I did.
Cool. Which I didn't know that before. But can you remember anything that stood out to you and your mom, Valarie, that might have been like, these are the things of why I like coming to church here? What kind of drew you in?
Yeah. Well, when I started coming here for confirmation to like have to like take all the sermon notes and stuff, like I kind of dreaded it. I was like, oh my gosh, I don't want to wake up early.
Right.
But then like as it went on, I was like, it's kind of nice here.
You enjoy it,
And
yeah.
it was like, what we enjoyed is like the Catholic church that we went to was pretty big, and like it was, I don't know, and like the place here just felt like more like the community was like really close because it's like a really small church. So like, and like I don't know, the way pastor talks and the way he like speaks, it just feels like very close.
Right.
And like just like,
He's very personable.
yeah, that's what I think like really like changed. Like,
Yeah.
flipped that switch in my mind. I was like,
Okay.
like just like the way that everything, like he spoke so close, and like how everybody was so close to each other, personal.
Yeah. Do you have any like early memories of the church, like from when you were a kid? It's like either one of you. And when I say that, like when I was a kid, I didn't go to church often. In fact, my mom grew up Catholic. My dad kind of grew up Southern Baptist, and then eventually broke away from the church and didn't believe for a really long time. But at some point, my parents decided they would give us a choice. And when we were growing up, I can remember walking into a church 2 times in my childhood with my family, and like I have no memory, excuse me, no memory of what went on in that church service. I can just vaguely remember walking into that church. But even more so in high school, I can remember a friend of mine, his dad kind of got me into the church, and he, kind of was like, hey, let's check this out. And so I went with them just for fun and ended up, getting baptized in the summer after that. And yeah, it was different, very different. But do you have any childhood memories of church? Do you have anything that kind of reminds you of something that's gone on?
I mean, also, yeah, when I was younger, I didn't really go to church that much, but I think in the 4th grade, I did communion for the Catholic church. So they do communion before a confirmation there. And I think it was like 3rd or 4th grade, where I would have to go like every Wednesday to like do their communion. I think it took like a year. But
Okay.
I remember that was like not my favorite thing to do in the world, and that like whole process just kind of, I was like, I just wasn't really close to the church at that time. Well, I was like young, but
I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like I'm like completely different because I've only gone to church like every Sunday. It's like
Yeah.
like most people, like they don't. I mean,
You probably don't.
they've got Sunday off,
So you probably don't have a lot of friends that go
Yeah.
to church every single Sunday.
Exactly, and so that's what I've done since I can remember. It's always like, no, you can't sleep over at his house on a Saturday night because you got church in the morning. But yeah, I've always been to the church, and there's not one specific memory, just because they kind of all blend together sometimes.
Well, yeah, for sure. I do get that completely because, yeah, you go every Sunday
Yeah,
for, the majority of your life. So do you have any, and I'm not trying to put you on the spot with this question, but is there any like resentment that's formed for having to go to church on Sunday? And was there a time where you like struggled with that and then you realized, this actually is pretty good that I do go every Sunday?
Definitely when I was younger.
Yeah.
Like it's just I didn't really understand anything back
Right.
then. But I think as I've grown older, I've realized like it's actually important. And like I've gotten my friends to come with me quite a few times, at least to the late service, because
Right.
no one's waking up early. I've definitely realized it's more than just going to church it's like you should like actually pay attention, because most of the time I just like fall asleep or just not pay attention at all, and now I tend to pay attention a little bit more. So
Yeah, it's real easy to go through the motions. So you
Yeah.
know, if you're used to it, you kind of go through it and you do it, and you know it happens in school all the time, right?
all the time.
Yeah. Have any of you ever fallen asleep in a class before?
All the time.
All the time.
Especially
Oh,
senior
man.
year, man.
Senior year? Oh, yeah. My senior year was, it consisted of, I took a culinary arts class at the college. So, like, the first 2 hours of my day, I would drive to the community college in Fort Collins, Colorado, and do a culinary arts class. And so we were cooking and doing, like, learning all the intricacies of culinary arts. And so it was like a hybrid community college class for high school seniors. But I had finished every coursework that I needed to for my junior year. The only class I was like required to take my senior year was economics,
Right.
because I had finished everything early. And so I took 6 weightlifting classes throughout the year. I took 2 other PE classes, my economics class, and that culinary arts class, and that was my entire senior year.
I wish.
Yeah, that was it. My sisters were so different. They were taking AP courses and getting college credits, and
Yeah.
even my daughter now, Melody, I think she took every AP class she could, and I think she graduated high school with like 16 or 18 college credits.
Yeah. Yeah.
So she finished a whole semester of college by her senior year of high school, and
That's great.
yeah, it was great. And I finished no college credits. Just very different, you know.
Yeah.
How's school going for you, Val? You fall asleep in any classes yet this year?
Absolutely. But it was like,
Absolutely.
more at the beginning of the year.
Okay.
Well, like freshman year, well, I thought it would be like extremely daunting, because that's what like people told me. They were like, "Oh, you're not gonna have any social life. Oh, if you get on your phone, you won't finish your homework." But like freshman year is kind of easy. Like
Yeah.
I think it's like kind of like that rest year, like before, like it was a good transition from 8th grade into high school, for me at least.
Well,
At
no,
the school
I
went to, like
think it depends too. Yeah,
Yeah.
with how well your middle school teachers prepare you for high school,
and
right? Or the teachers the year before, because now you're a senior, you probably don't remember too many of your middle school teachers. Maybe
Yeah.
a couple, the couple that stood out to you, but
Me personally, freshman year was terrible. It was the hardest thing I've ever done.
yeah,
It's just because I wasn't used to really working that much. And I thought, I can not do this work and it's fine. I can not do this work and I'll still get an A. It was not
Did
the
you go to
case.
middle school here too?
Yeah.
Okay.
From like preschool all the way to middle school.
Oh, so you went all the
right?
way through. So
Yeah.
you've been here all your life at Epiphany all your life. Holy cow.
Yeah. So, so I freshman year was terrible, and I just feel like it's gotten easier over time. I don't know if that's the Catholic thing, but
Well, I think too, it's a testament to the teachers that you have, because if the next year is not overly difficult, that means that the year before someone prepared you well enough to be prepared for it,
yeah,
which I would say, and I don't know if you would say this, Valarie, but I think you had a specific teacher last year that did an amazing job of preparing you for.
she like my English class that I took.
I was talking about me.
Oh no. Unfortunately,
Not me, Valarie. Even though I never even had
I
you in
actually
class.
didn't have you. Unfortunately,
I'm just kidding.
the other cop.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
It
That's
was,
actually who
like,
I was talking
actually,
about too. I just didn't want to,
my English class, it was like the same difficulty as Miss Copp's class.
I'm
that
sure.
I have this year.
I could imagine. So
Yeah.
you would say she prepared you pretty well?
Yeah, I would like all like her. She had a lot of like open and like we always had to write like She always wanted like these really like deep depths that I hated at the time.
At the time, yeah.
But like
And
my
now
English
you're
class
like
this year was like really easy. But I took
thanking-
English regular. There was like an honors class. I kind of don't like English.
Yeah, but still, I mean, I think that's some of it. You have a good teacher that prepares you. You have somebody who prepares you for what's coming. It makes things easier. And as you go on, if you have, a good head on your shoulders, you're gonna figure it out too.
The first month of like my new school was like it was a little rough. Like
Yeah.
but it's good now.
Yeah. So I'm not going to ask a lot of these questions, but now, just maybe one. Now, looking at it, why Lutheran? Why stay Lutheran? And this is for your own, okay, not your family, not your confirmation, not the things that are demanded of you. Why would you stay Lutheran for yourself now?
So there's two ways I can go with this. It's either I go like no faith, which I don't know. I feel like there's got to be some like science has proved there's got to be like some like being or some creator that's like made the whole world or whatever,
Right.
And not believing is just like what's your purpose in life here? Like what comes after this life? It doesn't really make sense to me. And then there's like going to like another like faith or another Christianity. I just think especially going to a Catholic church and basically learning everything about the Catholic Church while I'm there. I just think I don't want to hate on the Catholic Church, but I just think a lot of the things that they preach and tell just doesn't. It just seems like overboard. I feel like the Lutheran Church sticks to like the Bible and Jesus' teachings like pretty strictly, and they don't add like all the extra whatever. Like Mary is like.
Well, and I think, and it's and for anyone who knows the different denominations and understands the different denominations, understands that it doesn't necessarily mean even if you disagree with the Catholic Church, it's not like you believe that they're not going to go to heaven, because that's not our place to judge whatsoever. But at the same time, I'm with you on that piece. Like the Lutheran Church has been so rooted in Scripture for me that it made sense right away. Yeah. When I was in college, because I went to Concordia University, but when I went there, I actually got confirmed there. So when I was in college, that's how I started learning more and more about it. But it just resonated because of that piece. Like it starts with Scripture. Even the small catechism that you go through in confirmation, all that stuff points back to Scripture, points back to Christ. And those pieces make it easy to understand why you're doing it. And a lot of times with the Catholic Church, it becomes, and many other denominations, becomes more of a works-based thing.
Yeah.
You even saw it. You have to fulfill this, and this before.
It just felt like a lot more strict.
Yes, and it becomes you have to do this much work to be saved. You have to do this much work to move on. And so it becomes a work-based religion, which is exactly what we're trying to get away from, trying to help people see you don't have to do anything to receive the grace of Christ. Yeah. And that's so didn't mean to go off on that tangent, but I was kind of feeding that. It's not that we are trying to bash on the Catholic Church, but it makes more sense to understand that you don't have to do anything to be saved. Christ did it for you. Whereas a lot of places, and especially a lot of Catholic churches, they don't believe that. You have to do this, this, and this before you can fully comprehend.
Yeah.
But what about you, Val? Why Lutheran?
Well, oh goodness. Well, we've had like some not good experiences too at like that same Catholic church. So it was already kind of weird, and then like I've been going to this like school church like for like a big part of my life, because that other church that I went to, it was also a school, so I went there for like my early years.
Okay.
But I mean, I just had like a few like not good experiences at the Catholic church. So like this Lutheran church, it was just like they really like reflected what they taught,
Yeah.
and it wasn't really like that at the other church that I went to.
That takes a lot for people to do that. Like if you, in all honesty, if you practice what you preach, like
Yeah.
it really resonates with people a lot,
Yeah.
because then, you're not sitting there saying one thing and completely doing another, or, expecting others to do something and not doing it yourself. Really just kind of shows a completely different side. So, so in high school, what is it like being Christian in your high school? Obviously, you both go to Christian high schools.
Yeah.
One in Houston Christian, one in St. Thomas. Different, but what's it like living out your Christianity in that school?
Well, I think a lot of people at my school, at least, like they're at a Christian school, but you wouldn't like the way that they act and talk, like the things that they say is just not at all like
Not what you
no.
would expect when you throw
And
the
then, like,
word Christian out there.
Yes, like they're at a Christian school, but yikes.
Which that happens often. I would suspect this. This
Well,
is
yeah.
more of a Lutheran number,
Yes,
but
then they're like, you'll say something like, oh, maybe we shouldn't do that, and they're like, why are you such a goody two shoes?
well, maybe being a goody two shoes, there's nothing wrong with that, right?
Yeah. At St. Thomas, surprisingly enough, it is a very, very Catholic school, but there are different like religions. Like I know a Jewish guy, I know a Muslim dude who goes to St. Thomas. I know couple Lutherans that go there, but most of them are Catholic. So occasionally, being Lutheran, they force the Catholicism upon us in theology class, of course, in the nicest way possible. But they make us take a theology class just to it's good to refresh on God. And so whenever we take it and they teach all the Catholic stuff and all their beliefs or whatever, and I'll tend to question just like the teacher or other kids in the class,
Right.
and just be like, well, what about this? And I'll have a nice discussion with them, and it's a lot of fun actually, just to discuss just different viewpoints and all that. It is pretty nice being Lutheran, because you kind of it's not like everyone. I would say at St. Thomas there are a lot of good Catholics there, but I'd say the majority of people there go to it's not like they're going to church all the time. It's not like they're super practicing Catholics. So it's nice to kind of have these not super strict Catholics that just they believe, they kind of grew up in the faith, and you can talk to them about it and kind of show them your point of view, and it's not like they're gonna be super stubborn. I feel like they're more open to
So
listening.
you can have some actual really good theological conversations or debates
yeah
in a healthy way.
yeah
Yeah, which that's good. I do. I have a good friend of mine, one of my best friends of all, from all. It's very different. He's Jehovah's Witness, and I'm Lutheran, which it's very, very different
yeah
perspectives. But he and I have a lot of really good conversations, and I don't ever hold that against him, which is kind of the first start of it all. Jesus Christ never held anything against anyone. Why should we view somebody or judge somebody because of how they act, what they look like, what they believe? So it's very different. I've grown in that a lot, but it's when you can have a healthy conversation or a healthy debate about that stuff, it makes it easier to not only care for the person, but even takes root in your own belief a little bit more when you can not just defend it, but defend it in a good and healthy way.
Yeah.
But yeah. Yeah. So has there this question is kind of interesting. Have there ever been moments where your faith helped you through something difficult in high school? Or in school? You know, you're not in high school for very long yet, Val. You haven't even finished the whole year yet.
Kind of. I had like really bad sleeping problems when I was like, especially like early, like late middle school, early high school. I had really bad sleeping problems and I just could not go to sleep or whatever. And I don't want to say it's like I was like being haunted by demons or whatever, but it's like that's kind of how it felt. Like it felt like there was always like something like watching me, not in like a good way.
Okay.
Like there's like something. So I had like a lot of trouble sleeping during like my early years of like high school and having to do a substantial amount of work in high school and like just a whole big change going into it. It was really hard, and getting no sleep on top of that made it even harder. So a lot of the times whenever I could not go to sleep, I was just like, I don't know if I was paranoid or whatever. I just had like a weird feeling the entire time. I'd pray to God, and most of the time it would like help me like calm down, or I'd go to sleep soon after that. And so I feel like that it kind of helped me in that sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
That helped you. Mm-hmm. Anything throughout your years, Valarie, you can think of that you noticed that your belief or understanding of God has helped you through something?
Well, I think like on a daily basis kind of keeps me out of trouble.
Okay. That's something in itself too, though, isn't it?
Like
I mean, if that's it.
in a
I mean, God helping you through every day, that's kind of a big thing in itself. But
I mean, like, yeah, just like the whole thing, it just keeps me more calm. Like,
okay. Yeah. I could see that. It's not easy to be calm these days either. You know, things that go on, the interactions in high school alone, the start of high school comparatively. I mean, it's got to be a culture shock a little bit for you going from 8th grade classmates to...
I mean, my school is still pretty small. Like, it's like significantly smaller. Like, I think my whole school is like 500 something.
Yeah, but 500 compared to 5.
Yeah.
Right?
That's true.
Yeah. See, I mean, even my freshman class, and when I was in high school, was only like, I was in one of the biggest public schools in the northern Colorado area, and I was only going to school with maybe 800 kids when I first started. My graduating class was only 205 kids, whereas, you know, here, public schools in Houston are huge. Graduating classes of thousands, not, you know, hundreds, which, you know, if you have 500 in your whole school, like that's a pretty decent sized private high school. So
I think I don't get like super stressed, like just as a whole. Like
that's good.
I never really have like moments of like anxiety, like really.
Yeah. Which you see a lot of your friends go through that kind of stuff, and you can't necessarily comprehend exactly how it is because, you know, I'm much the same way. I didn't overly stress much growing up. I didn't overly worry about too much, and that stuff's helped me. But, you know, things change, life changes, you know. I never dealt with anxiety or in any way. And then when I lost my wife to cancer, it changed a lot. I had no idea where some of those anxieties were coming from. But, you know, things through life change you. But at the same time, Christ has always been there, you know, and if you draw on him, whether you can't sleep or, you know, even if it's just walking through the halls and trying to tell friends, stop being silly and stupid, you know, it's, you know, Christ is there always. But so Sam, what's something you wish you would have known as a freshman? Like if you could go back and tell your freshman self, hey,
Grades, man. Like,
grades,
GPA matters.
yeah, GPA matters,
and that you can't really change it. Because I really wish I did a lot better freshman year. Because after freshman year, sophomore year, junior year, I did so much better, and I would have been so much happier with the GPAs I got those semesters. But since it's all cumulative, it really messed up my GPA. I'm pissed at myself for it, and it's I just GPA.
Did you take note of that, Val?
I was locked in.
GPA
Day
matters.
one, actually.
Yeah. She's like, I'm locked in all the time. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
That's funny. Okay. Grades matter.
Yeah.
Nice. Valarie, is there something you wish you could go back and tell your 6th grade self? Like, hey,
Like
this.
for freshman year?
Yeah. Well,
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
just thinking about in your middle school years, because now you're a freshman looking back, you look back at those 3 years of middle school and, is there something you wish you could have told yourself back then to just kind of give yourself some advice?
Well, like the first month or two, I didn't know anybody because nobody from there's Epiphany kids. They all go to Concordia, and
Right.
I only nobody from my grade went there too. So I was kind of less than friendless for a good month, and I was thinking, oh, okay, I'll just be friendless for the 4 years that I'm here. But after a month, and taking extracurriculars, I met my friend. But I met my friends I actually have a lot of old junior friends,
Yeah.
which I didn't think that I would ever have an older friend. So I just kind of found a friend where I didn't think I would, but
Yeah.
it'll take a month to find,
But it
your
happens,
spot.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And and you find your way. You figure it out, It's pretty common to not know what's going to happen, to not be sure how it's going to work out, but most of the time it works out. But Sam, what advice would you give someone just starting high school? Aside from the grades, do grades matter? That was the first one. But if you had some advice to give to somebody, much like Friday night when we did our little devotion, if you had those kids sitting in front of you again, because there was, I want to say 5 or 6 of them were 8th graders.
Right.
What advice would you have given them?
I don't know. I'm thinking the first thing that comes to mind is me personally. I struggled. Same thing with Valarie, fitting in. I didn't know anyone at St. Thomas. I went there. No one from Epiphany went to St. Thomas. I knew my brother. That was about it. He was a junior when I was a freshman. And so I didn't know anyone, and I didn't really have any friends for a little while. And soon I kind of started having friends, but again, I was with Valarie. They were all juniors, and then a lot of them kind of left, or I just didn't talk to them that much, and I was very isolated. So if I had any tips or whatever going into high school, it's just be open, be friendly. Everyone wants to make friends, especially when you're a freshman. Even if people already have friends at the school you're going to, people are always open to making new friends. It's really not that deep. I feel especially me, I overthought a lot of things.
Yeah.
Going into St. Thomas. And it's just they've got their friends over there. They don't want to talk to me, or I wouldn't say anything during class, and I just sit in the back and just do nothing. And I just think, just try, just put yourself out there. And
right.
It really does wonders.
That's a lot, and that's a really hard thing to do. I can honestly say that in high school, had I not had basketball, I wouldn't have done much of the things I did. I wouldn't have. There's a good chance I didn't even graduate high school if I didn't play ball, because I had to keep a GPA well enough to play.
Yeah.
And I played I played for, the varsity team for 3 years. It was life for me, everything about it. So you have things in your life like that. You're used to specific things. You do specific things, and those things can help you carry you through in certain areas, but it doesn't make it easier to put yourself out there. Like those things still, are a way for you to find friends, because I found a couple of friends through that, had some friends lifelong friends that played basketball with and whatnot. But those things also don't make it easier to put yourself out there, because that's not easy at all. It takes a lot for anybody to put themselves out there, to jump in and say things, to even jump in and talk to a crowd. You put on headphones and talk to a microphone, to a podcast for people you have no idea who you're even talking to. But to put yourself out there is something I think you said, Sam, was really good, is you don't understand what you're not doing. You don't necessarily completely comprehend the things that could happen from you putting yourself out there. So rather than putting yourself out there, you'd rather not. It's easier to not do it, right? It's easier to not, and you don't necessarily think about the things that can come from it, or you think about the people that, they don't necessarily care to hear from me, or they don't want to, they don't want to hear me talk, or, they don't necessarily want to be my friend because they've already got their group of friends, or they don't, but that's also the way the devil will eat at us, because it's like, if I can get this person to not understand, or to think that person doesn't like them, or doesn't like this, or doesn't like that, then I can start to tear them down. I can start to break them down to the point where they don't do these things. They don't put themselves out there. They don't do things that not only helps you, but in a sense, like, glorifies the kingdom of God, because that's exactly what Christ wants us to do. He wants us to build friends. He wants us to build relationships. He wants us to, jump out there and, be the crazy person that we are.
Yeah.
So, Valarie?
Well, I kind of say, like, I would say, like, I'm a pretty outgoing person. And,
Yes,
I don't
I would
get
say that too.
embarrassed, like, that easily. And I just think, like, going into high school, like, I met a lot of people who were just, like, stressed about it. It's actually never that serious. Like, I've talked to people, like, as a high schooler, like, right now, and I've talked to, like, the people from Epiphany, and they're like, oh, man, I'm going to high school. I'm an adult now.
They believe that, I know.
And they're like, yeah, man, I got to be one of the cool kids. And I'm like, that's whew. I don't know, it's like, you're still a freshman, like, you're like 14, 15 years old, you're still very young, and I think I found my friends from being, like, more outgoing, and I just think,
Yes.
like, at the beginning of the school year, I met a lot of people that came off, like, they were like, oh, no, I can't mess up, I'm one of the cool kids, I'm, like, and they were just really, like, constantly thinking about themselves, and, like, they were, like, trying to be, like, keep an image up. But
Yep.
I just think it's freshman year, and they're putting more weight on it than it, like, really needs to be. Like, if you're there, you're probably there for a reason. Like, that's where you're meant to be for now. So I just, like, let things go how they're supposed to go, and don't worry about it too much. 'Cause
If you dwell upon it for too long, it's just another way that starts to, tear you down, because then you start worrying about certain things. As soon as you start worrying about certain things, that's exactly how he's going to pull you out of, in all honesty, any happiness you could have. So if you dwell upon things too much that are negative, what are you going to feel? You're going to be negative, right? So, real quick question for both of you: most favorite teacher you ever had?
Boy.
Mine was my 8th grade history teacher, and I'm not a history person. I don't care for history, but my 8th grade history teacher, Mrs. Lawhead, she was by far my all-time favorite teacher.
Freshman year, Spanish
Okay.
was the death of me. It's really tanked my grade. I'm pretty sure I finished the year out with a D, a D.
Okay.
In Spanish. I was terrible at it. I mean, I wasn't okay. I don't I don't think it was more so me. I feel like the teacher didn't know any English at all. Teacher couldn't control the class. It's a class full of boys. St.
Right.
Thomas is an all boys school. It is a class full of freshman boys that just don't want to be in that class at all.
Yeah.
Don't want to be at school, and they're just trying to have fun, be goofballs. And I learned nothing in that class. It was god awful. And then Mr. Patton, second semester freshman year, was like my savior. He's like the greatest Spanish teacher of all time. He controls the class. He's good. And I really needed someone to help me with Spanish so I could get my first semester grade up. And he basically just saved my whole GPA freshman year. And he was very kind. I still talk to him this day. He wrote my letter of recommendation.
Oh, that's awesome.
For college. And
That's awesome.
yeah, he's the GOAT.
Nice.
I think I hate English, but I've always had like really good English teachers.
Yeah.
Like my current English teacher,
Really good.
and then Mr. Jameric and Miss Coop. Like, I've like always hated English. Like, it's like, oh my God. But it's like I think I've always had really good
She had
teachers
good
for it.
teachers,
So like,
yeah.
even though like I hated it, like I've always really like the
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's it. I mean, I hated history growing up, and that was it. My history teacher was just something out of this world. But okay, last question for both of you. Last question before we finish out. Where have you seen God working in your life in recent time? Doesn't necessarily have to be today or last week, but just, in the recent year.
I don't know if I like specifically see him working there, but I hope he's working there. It's just the whole college thing, just figuring out where to go. Scholarships, financial stuff, everything else, because it's so expensive.
Yes.
So I'm trusting that God will take care of everything.
It's a big change in itself with all of it. So
that I get the education and just everything works out, So
I do believe that he will work it out the way it needs to be worked out, and you will learn the things you need to learn. What about you, Val? You got anything? Is that a tough one? A tough one on the spot you're not so sure about?
I think it's like that same thing where like he just like puts people where they need to be.
Okay.
Like when when we've got our acceptance letters and stuff, like, and like Sarah, like my best friend, like she didn't go to the same school as me. Like,
Yeah.
it was like so devastating. But like she found her people at Concordia.
Right. So she knows, like, she's got an in.
Yeah.
And then you found your people.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's kind of like
God has a plan. We don't always know what it is, do we? So, but he's working through all that. So, any last things before we sign off, guys?
No, it was a great talk.
Last questions?
No.
Questions for me? No. Cool. Well, thank you guys so much for coming on Different Pews, Same Promise, or real life stories. We try to dive into how you became Lutheran, why you might be Lutheran, but also a different look at different walks. The whole purpose of the title is because we all came to the church and Christ in a different way, and how God uses those pathways to get closer to him. So thank you guys so much for coming on the show, and I really look forward to knowing and hearing about the things you guys do next. So thank you.
Thank you.
Different roads that brought us through doubt and through loss, but every story meets the same empty cross.